Yep, let's do it.
Thank you, Peter. Hi, everybody. I'm Amber Wesser, your 2021 president and your MC today. I would like to welcome you to our first virtual kickoff. Let's take a moment of silence for those that could not be with us today. Thank you. April is National Fair Housing Month. Fair Housing Month is celebrated nationally each April in observance of the passage of the Fair Housing Act of 1968. It's also April Fool's Day, but I won't be pulling any pranks on you today. Although the one that I wanted to do was just to tell somebody who really wasn't muted that they were muted over and over and over again and see what it's all right. But we do have a great program for you guys
Amber,
this morning.
you're muted. Amber, you're muted.
I'm sure we're all looking forward to hearing from our committee chair people. And before they join us, I'm excited to be able to provide you with a brief BNAR update. Things are busy at the association and our staff continues to do a great job serving the membership. As realtors, we're renewing our focus on fair housing and working effectively with diverse populations. A great way to do this is to participate in the Fair Housing Challenge. I know you guys have heard me say this over and over again. We launched last month. This is our way of extending NAR's President Charlie Oppler's Fair Housing Challenge, Stand Up for Racial Equity, here in Western New York. I'm proud to share that many members stepped up and completed the Fair Housing Challenge by visiting Fairhaven, NAR's online fair housing training simulation, and watching the implicit bias training video and workshop. There's still plenty of time to complete the challenge by our April 9th deadline, so I hope you will do so. You can visit bnar.org for the details. Our focus on fair housing will continue in April with a series of free presentations, including one on April 15th featuring Bill Dedman, who was a lead reporter for Newsday's undercover investigation of fair housing compliance on Long Island. On April 22nd, we will have Alexia Smokler, NAR's senior policy representative for fair housing. And on the 29th, Daniel Corbett, the attorney for housing opportunities made equal home, will present Fair Housing Matters for real estate professionals. As you tune into March Madness coverage through April 20th, you're going to hear BNAR's latest advertising campaign on WGR and ESPN's KB 1520. The message being delivered by Buffalo Niagara Realtors to consumers is our number one priority is you, because that's who we are: professional, experienced, and service oriented. We're also airing a 30-second commercial highlighting how realtors are conducting business safely. We will continue to raise funds for my charity, Western New York Heroes, throughout the rest of the year. Western New York Heroes is an amazing charity that helps our veterans through a variety of programs, including Positive for Heroes, which pays service dog training for both the owners and for the dogs. Operation Boots, Battle Buddies on our troops side, brings veterans to their families in a casual, non-threatening, non-clinical, safe, and fun environment. And then Heroes Bridge program, which serves veterans and their families with financial assistance and provides help with up to 4 months rent, utilities, and mortgage payments. My theme this year is cooperate and empower. We are unique as a professional association of competitors. We agree to cooperate with the very people that we compete against every day in this marketplace, and it makes life interesting sometimes. My experiences with you, my BNAR Realtor peers, have shown me it is much better, a much better deal when I know you, the agent, and the other side. That connection proves to be invaluable to our clients. We work together towards a common goal, and it also leads to the respect that each of us deserves in the marketplace. This cooperation empowers us to make the changes we need to evolve in the industry, to remain relevant in the marketplace, to hold each other accountable to the code of ethics and professional standards, and to grow as professionals in the eyes of the consumer. This theme also incorporates diversity. Through multiple perspectives, we will grow. We all come from different backgrounds, different educations, different experiences, and different perspectives. Incorporating this diversity will solidify our continued growth and success. Taking a look ahead, a new closed BNAR Facebook group is almost here. Matter of fact, Debbie and I were talking about it yesterday. I think you guys are going to start getting those invitations now. We will be establishing the property manager committee, so that watch for that too. And before I wrap up today, I'd like to take a moment to remind everyone how important it is to be politically active and aware as realtors. Together, we serve as the only organized voice for our industry, for homeowners and private property rights. I encourage you to keep informed about the important issues NAR is addressing in Washington, those that NYSAR is addressing in Albany, and also issues BNAR is tracking here at home. Misguided proposals are being considered. For example, NAR and RPAC fought to have realtors covered by the pandemic unemployment assistance programs last year, something that was previously unheard of for independent contractors. There is nothing more powerful than a group of realtors sharing their views and key issues in face-to-face meetings, even virtually, with our elected representatives. Every year, NYSAR's Lobby Day in Albany provides us with an opportunity to deliver the realtor point of view on key issues directly to our Western New York representatives in the state government. This year, Lobby Day is April 27th, and it will be virtual. With no travel involved, we will only have to take a few hours out of our day to meet our legislators. There's no cost to participate. BNAR and NYSAR will provide us with talking points to make sure we cover all the key issues. Together, we can deliver the realtor position on our issues in Albany. I encourage you to register at nysar.com today and plan to join us. Add the power of your voice to the hundreds of realtors who will deliver our message on April 27th. If you have any questions about any of the topics I touched on this morning, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or to the staff members. All of the handouts that we normally would have given you are now posted on your very, very own Key Communicator page on the BNAR website. Also, we are planning to have another get-together with you this summer and another in the fall. We feel your role is vital to communication with the membership, and we appreciate your leadership and commitment. On behalf of your officers, the staff, thank you again for joining us this morning. And now an update from our committee leaders. First on our agenda here is Deborah Dickman with Agents Day. Deborah, you're muted. No. Oh, we can't hear her. We can't hear you. Oh no. Let's see. You are definitely not muted on the screen. What if we went on to Rosalind and then can you log out and log back in and maybe that'll fix that connection? Okay, sounds good. All right, Rosalind.
Good morning,
Welcome.
everyone, and welcome to Key Communicators event. I definitely want to thank Amber for the challenge that she gave us this year for fair housing, because April is Fair Housing Month, and we have a challenge to do better in fair housing. So with that, Amber, thank you for that idea. And so our updates from the Education Committee. As I mentioned about the challenge, the Education Committee has also partnered with NAR, the Education Center, to offer At Home with Diversity. That was one of the courses as part of the challenge. So we're going to offer the At Home with Diversity April 6th and April 7th, from 1 p.m. to 4. The cost is $80, and you get a certificate, and it goes towards 6 hours of your continuous ed. So, definitely you can go on to the portal and sign up for the At Home with Diversity course. Also, the new education requirement, a reminder that the education requirements for are in effect July 21st, 2021. Effective July 1st, 2021, every real estate licensee, including those real estate brokers who were previously claimed the exemption or grandfathered in, will need to comply with the state's new continuous education of the 22 and a half hours of continuous ed. And the makeup of the 22 and a half hours is 1 hour of legal updates, in addition to previous required 3 hours of fair housing training, 1 hour of law of agency also. So all classes from January to June are listed on the calendar under education on your member portal. The member portal is pretty sweet. If you haven't been in there, check it out with the calendar. You can register. It's very user friendly. So you should encourage our members to go on to the portal. All classes will be offered again at Zoom or live distancing education until otherwise notified. NISAR Education Scholarships, we're proud to announce that we've had 12 scholarships totaling $2,140 were awarded to the following members, and I congratulate them: Kevin Lavallo, Lynn Dadiaco, Nicole Allinger, Revere Mann, Rebecca Simpson, Jason Sicoti, Vienna Lorendi, Benita Jackson Smith, and Lisa. So congratulations to them for achieving the scholarships. The Education Faculty Review Committee has also approved 5 new instructors. So congratulations to Marcia Kreb, Adele Courtier, Robert Kozak, and Matthew Lauer, the attorney. Our BNAR faculty also created a new BNAR designation, a residential specialist. And the new designation requires members to be a member for 1 year, complete 6 3-hour courses. They will have 1 year to complete the 6 3 hours course, and it will be offered to them a course 1 month in the spring and in the fall. We run them on Mondays and Thursdays, and congratulations to the newest 17 designees that completed the course: Ann Corkman, Julie Ellinger, Gary Crosso, Vienna Lorendi, Jennifer Loomis, Brian McCullen, Lynn Schaefer Averill, Lisa, I don't know her, Alfalino, Marcia Crab again, and Tom Capanier, Deb Delaney, Cynthia Durkin, Marie Ellis Leggett, and Kimberly Gilbert, Lisa Lang, and Sean McGoldie, and Joanne Coates Schobert. We are currently,
Rosalind, you're doing fantastic. You did excellent with those names.
and we're currently working on finalizing one other designation for BNAR historical homes, and we hope that that will be finalized in May. Also, there is a survey that was recently distributed, so if you can take the time to complete the survey, we'd appreciate that, because that will help us to continue to make changes with the Education Committee. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Rosalind.
You're welcome.
All right, so Deborah, can we hear you? No.
She may have to call in on her cell or something with that
Yeah.
number. Maybe her phone, does it have a microphone?
Yeah.
I wonder if, Deb, if you log back out and when you log back in, you connect to the computer's audio. That might help.
You know what? We can see your beautiful face. So how about you stay on the screen and call on your phone? Do you want the number? Okay. We're gonna go ahead and move on while you're doing that. Mike Johnson, can you start filling us in on forms and contracts? And before you do that, Pete, can you go ahead and just send her a private message with the phone number, please? All right, go for it. Mike, take over.
Good morning. Forms and Contracts Committee is made up of members of various different companies. We try to meet once a month. We work very closely with the Bar Association through Nancy Saya, and for approval of the forms and any addendums. We currently are waiting for approval from the Bar Association for the new rented property rider, the vacant rider, vacant land rider, and the condominium rider. We are through Annette and our staff, Danielle. If you have any questions or things or recommendations, please bring it to the committee. We welcome anybody that's got something that maybe come up with the new business model that's out there now. We would appreciate any feedback that we can get from you. And thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, let's try it. Third time's a charm. Deb, did you call in? No, not yet. Okay.
I did send her a private message that gives her the phone number, but it's a long process because it's a long number. It's like a New York City phone number.
Yeah.
And it's the long code of the meeting code, and then finally the password. So,
All right. Well, we'll keep going. We'll keep going. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Deanna, please fill us in about grievance.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Just want to say, first of all, I'm super honored to be chairing this year, and I still apologize for my voice. It's that allergy, raspy, whatever that I'll have till May. So my co-chair, the co-chair for the committee this year is Amy Winkelhofer. Grievance is interesting in the fact that our committee doesn't do things quite the same as some of the other committees within BNAR. We don't have an objective to create new best practices in real estate and technology and things that we're utilizing in our field. And we don't get to do plans, things like fun gatherings for us to commingle and network and learn with each other. The grievance committee is comprised of, a limited number of members from various companies and brokerages. And our role is to receive ethics and arbitration complaints and to determine if they're taken as true and if a hearing is warranted. Grievance members do not receive or review evidence within the complaint, and we do not look up or research anything regarding the case. Some cases are presented to us written really well with statements highlighting the potential ethics violation, and others are submitted with limited information, basic complaint details, etc. So we have a challenging position in that we cannot and do not determine whether a member has violated a code of ethics. We do, however, discuss and review what was presented before us and determine and vote as a group if we feel the case should be sent to professional standards. We are not looking at how any of us feel about the violation potential or situation at hand, but whether based on our code of ethics and the information submitted, if a potential violation has occurred. We do look for anything from the basics of, was it filed within the 180 days in a timely manner, 180 days of knowing of the violation? Was the form correctly and filed correctly with complete information? And was the potential violation charged with the correct code? And we also look to determine if the case is arbitratable or if it's too small or too large. And the committee is made up of a group of agents and brokers from different brokerages. And in the event that a case that comes forward is from your brokerage, we do not have that person or any of those people from that brokerage meeting at that time. So I think that's about it.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Okay,
for
could
the
you hear
update.
me?
We could hear you. We could
Okay,
hear
good.
you. I know Deb just, she left and came back.
Can
Try
you
it.
hear
Let's- Yay! We can hear you.
Amber, were you pranking me? That was April Fool's, wasn't it? Because I do Zooms like every week and that never happens.
I don't know if I could pull it off that well, to be honest.
Well, okay, is it my turn then?
It is. Go.
Out of turn, but good morning, everyone. Deb Dickman, you couldn't hear me before. I've been a part of the Agents Day Committee for a few years now. I'm happy to be serving as the chair this year, alongside our Vice Chair, Mike Simonelli. We're excited to be working with the committee members to determine our best options for the event. As you've probably noticed, unfortunately, last year's event did not take place, but we are hopeful to have a safe, successful event in 2021. The committee members have been working hard, traveling to location options all around Western New York to secure a venue that works best for us and our vendors. We're considering location, parking, and safety as the main priorities in our selection. We will keep members updated as soon as our date and location are finalized. I would just like to give a special thanks to Doreen Fahey for her continuous support of our committee. She's at all of our meetings and she keeps us very organized and on track. Lastly, the Agents Day Committee is made up of about 41 new and longtime members. We have fun, it's really a fun committee to be a part of. If you have a creative side, you enjoy event planning, or you would just like to participate and see what it's all about, please consider joining us. We'd be happy to have you. And thanks, everyone. I hope to see you at Agents Day.
Thank you so much, Deb. See, we waited all that time. Good news. Good news. We have an event this year. John, I see your hand up.
Yeah, thank you, Amber. I wanted to go back to professional standards and grievance. Just as a reminder, this past year, NAR passed a new updated article where your realtor's 24/7. And please remind your agents that it's important, even if they're at a local pub or in the shopping center or whatever, that if someone overhears something that violates protected class or is derogatory, and they get turned in, they can go before grievance. And I would also strongly recommend we only build ourselves up when we make each other better. And the way we do that, excuse me, is, and I know a lot of people don't want to hear this, is actually turning each other in, even if they get a warning. That's the only way we're going to make our industry and each other better. So pass that along 24/7. Thank you.
Thank you, John, for that reminder. Actually, the next person I did skip over, and I do apologize, Marcy. I noticed that I skipped over you the last time. Tell us all about mediation.
Okay, so I am the vice chair of mediation. Mediation falls under our professional standards group of committees, and we conduct informal hearings for commission disputes prior to going to arbitration. Mediation is the National Association of Realtors' preferred commission dispute resolution procedure. And we have several people on the committee, including myself, who have taken the NAR's mediation training, which is an extremely intense training. So we have very well qualified people. Some of the other committees said they have a lot of fun. Mediation is not so much fun, but it is necessary and it is a great process. BNAR made mediation mandatory prior to the arbitration complaint even going to the grievance committee. I have sat on the professional standards committee, done arbitration hearings, as well as being a mediator. And between the two processes, I strongly believe in the mediation process. I think it's a much nicer, much gentler process. While arbitration is a formal hearing with a panel of members who will decide all or nothing who gets the commission, mediation is a much less formal process, and that's where the parties themselves can decide on the outcome. The mediator is just there as a neutral party to help facilitate open conversation so that the parties themselves can come to a mutually agreeable resolution. There are many benefits to resolving a commission dispute through mediation instead of going to arbitration. The mediation process can be done much more quickly than waiting for an arbitration hearing and all the timeframes that are involved. It's a lower cost and it's more flexible. Generally, it improves communication and resolves misunderstanding between the two parties, and it allows for creative solutions much beyond a win or lose scenario. If two parties do go to mediation and they cannot come to a resolution that's mutually agreeable to both, they would still have the option to go forward with an arbitration. All the members of mediation, grievance, professional standards have taken the professional standards training. And I just wanted to touch on, John mentioned that we are realtors 24/7. And we just did the training last week. And one of the things that came up is we do have to be very careful what we're talking about, who we're talking to, that we're not disparaging any realtors. And one of the things that came up that you might want to mention to your agents in your office is a lot of people on Facebook are not very careful about what they're saying or how they're saying it. Something that's said on Facebook, something that's posted on Facebook could be used as an ethics complaint against a realtor. And photos of people's houses should not be on Facebook unless you have permission. There are some agents that they're looking at houses and they want to post pictures on Facebook. Look what I saw while I was doing showings today. And unless you have the seller's permission, shouldn't do it. Could be an ethics complaint. So I just wanted to mention that. So thank you very much, everyone. Have a marvelous day.
Thank you, Marcy. Thank you for the update. At this time, I'd like to welcome Brett Llewellyn to give us an update about professional standards.
Good morning, everybody. Did not go ahead and really get any notes for this, but I just wanted to tell you that professional standards is usually not fun, but it's not like the traditional ones. And I think Marcy did a good job of describing that. And Deanna did a great job with the grievance there. I co-chair this with Margaret Hartman and Gary Kenline. And fair housing is certainly a big topic this year. And it's finally gotten here. And I think that we really need to go ahead and drill that down to our people and make sure that they are taking these classes and that they do get in and get this done. Things have changed dramatically in just the last 1 year here. And I think some of our people are out of touch with what's truly going on and what is professional and what isn't professional. So I think that's probably the biggest note for this year was, the fair housing issues and getting that done. Disclose when you know. I mean, probably most of the cases that we hear are, well, when did you know this? When did you disclose it? And it's like, I would say probably 85, 90% of all the cases are, just not being upfront and honest with the people and disclosing when you know. So I think that's probably one of the biggest issues there. But Margaret, do you have anything for the professional standards?
Well, yeah, don't I always? But anyway, it's it's a member service. It keeps an orderly marketplace, believe it or not, because it's there, not because we use it every day, but because it's there and we believe we're supposed to be behaving and that someone is watching. It does keep us in an orderly marketplace. Now, are there hiccups? There sure are. That will keep Brett very busy this year too, but there are cases. But there are 17 articles to the code. There's an arbitration venue for commission disputes. All of this service is provided by your association at no cost or low cost. So it's just a member service to us to have this in place for us to be heard if it's a code of ethics violation or what we believe could be a code of ethics violation. That's for the professional standards panel to decide, but it's there and you are accountable for your actions. And many times it's already been stated, and Brett, you said it well, the fair housing, if people ask me, when is all this happening? It's not when, it's now, it's here. You just don't want to mess around with it. The Code of Ethics is Article 10. That's our in-house, in association NAR rule. However, you've also got much bigger organizations. You've got your regulators, your Department of State and your Division of Human Rights is all over this. And people ask me, is testing going to be done in Buffalo? It's being done in Buffalo right here, right now. It's costly for you, just costly. So we can't, as an association, stress enough that fair housing is important. And it's not because they're after us. It's only when you do wrong that you're going to be accountable. And we do wrong because we think we're providing a service by steering people to certain specific areas and other people to other, with our opinions or our direction or our printouts or whatever. Rethink your business with fair housing. Really rethink it. Take all the courses that are being offered right now. Take implicit bias free. Take Fair Haven free from NAR. Take what the association is offering. The At Home with Diversity course will be a revelation for you. We are not doing things right. If you think you're pristine, you're not. If you're real good at this business, that means you're doing a lot of things wrong. Believe it or not, because people come to you and they count on you for your opinion. So just can't put an emphasis enough. And in the meantime, professional standards is there to be an asset to, a service to you, but it's also the watchdog of our realtor business in Western New York. Thank you.
Well,
Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Brett. Brett, do you have anything else to add?
no, she hit on everything. Thank you very much, Margaret.
Thank you. John, you have your hand raised? You're muted. For real.
I apologize. I think the golden rule, the message to your agents in the office, treat every consumer as if they were a tester. It's very simple. And I'm really passionate about this. Margaret, the governor signed allocated money for testers across the state, and they are in our market. So the golden rule, treat every client as a tester and you will be fine. Thank you.
Thank you, John. At this time, I'd like to welcome Greg Strauss, our Chair of Government Affairs.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Greg Strauss, BNAR's 2021 government affairs chairs, and I co-chair with Rose DeGeorge. The importance of this local group of realtors cannot be overstated. We promote the legislative agenda of the local, state, and national organizations and protect our livelihood from overregulation and interaction with government officials who directly impact our industry. This year, 66 of your coworkers have volunteered their time and efforts to assist in this endeavor. Just as the committee has grown in our size, we also have grown in stature and influence. Officials reach out to us for our opinion regarding bills and our participation on various boards and committees. As with last year, 2021 will be dominated by the pandemic, both legislatively and how we interact with elected officials. We are discussing mortgage and rent relief and have secured unemployment relief for realtors and the potential short and long-term financial effects on the real estate market with COVID relief bills. When not discussing the pandemic, officials have focused, as we have mentioned, on fair housing regulations at the federal and state levels. We also have seen laws passed without reasonable consideration given to implementation and are working hard for uniform and understandable enforcement. As Amber mentioned, Lobby Day will take this right to our officials on April 27th. Locally, we are active in the Distressed Properties Task Force, pressing banks to preserve the properties in which they're foreclosing on and trying to minimize the damage done to communities by zombie homes. We continue to fight against community anti-growth efforts that are at the forefront of the struggle not to just freeze taxes, but to roll them back. While our committee works hard to promote our ideals, it is in the 3,200 plus membership of BNAR, which is the real strength behind our effort. The calls to action which you see periodically are designed to rally support for opposition for specific legislative pieces. It only takes less than 2 minutes of time to notify officials of where we stand and how they should vote. Please convey to your coworkers the importance of these emails and their value in their efforts. Does anybody have any questions? If not, I believe Amber will hand it over to Margaret for RPAC directly related, make sure we keep everything rolling.
Greg, I think you did a good job. Margaret, just go for it.
Yeah, I want to thank him. And he's got a thankless job actually with anything in New York State governance. It's such a broken government. And I don't mean just the governor, I mean the whole assembly. They focus on marijuana, but they can't focus on all the important stuff. But they are constantly vigilant of Western New York ordinances and everything else that they do. So that's almost a full-time job, Greg. Thank you. And you and Dan Lockey will do and Rose DeGeorge will do a great job at keeping your finger on the pulse of what's happening and try to stop some things before they do happen. And we have been known to be able to reverse plenty of things. So that I will start with RPAC. And how does that happen? It happens with RPAC. And that's the Realtor Political Action Committee. Now, I want to thank the key communicators that took the time to be on this today. You are priceless. You're our boots on the ground. We can't get enough boots on the ground as an association. Our members are almost 3,000 or a little over 3,000 strong, and we can't reach them all. But with the help of our different committees, touching them, and then our key communicators going to their managers, asking for some time and maybe some Zoom meetings or 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there to discuss something that government affairs might be coming up, or an event for Agents Day, or anything that might be coming up. We need you as the messenger to the people you touch. And then you once again have to ask them to touch. So we have an RPAC goal, financial RPAC goal, which in the past 2 years of this COVID that we've been down under has come through in spades. The National Association of Realtors has come through in spades for the independent contractor, the LLCs, our small businesses, our big businesses in real estate. We are alive and doing well, but they were able to get assistance to those who needed them to buoy them through 20. And now we're into 21. And we still need RPAC for a myriad of issues, keeping FHA financing available. I'm just giving you some points. People don't understand, or they'll say, I don't know what RPAC does, so I don't give to it. It's not a donation. This is not a donation. This is part of your business plan. This is part of your business expenses. RPAC is your team member. It keeps the capital flowing because we've got people in Washington, D.C. While we're doing our job here in Western New York, they're talking to legislatures in front of big committees on Ways and Means Committee on why we need the cash flow of capital, why we need a secondary market in place, why we need Fannie and Freddie, why we need the free flow of money so mortgages can be made. And now that mortgages can be made to some people that have been shut out of the mortgage market. Maybe banks have to rethink how they lend. And no, government can't control inventory when we're short on inventory. They can't make people sell, but they will keep it so that we can get out there and sell, and to be able to make a good offering and promise people that we're going to get them through they're going to live in a home, their own home. They're going to sleep in their own home tonight. So it's priceless. I just want to give you some fast numbers. We have a goal of $74,600 for Buffalo Niagara based on our membership and the kind of production we do, that it's a formula, 74,000. Now you say, wow. But believe it or not, we're at 51% of it. Now, we've got a little ways to, we've got a long way to go. 49% is not easy, but we've got months ahead of us. That's all we need is the $25 commitment from number one. I want you to all look at yourselves and make sure that you made your RPAC donation. Don't be a key communicator without knowing that you gave 25. And of course, that's not the minimum. We'd love to see you be able to give $99. We'd love to, if you're doing good business out there, we'd love to see a $250. And of course, if you want to be a major investor, there's payment plans and you can be a $1,000 investor. No better money spent in your industry, like your dues and your computers and your smartphones and everything you're buying for yourself, is to buy government assistance, NAR assistance, to make sure that our governments, and they do help us with New York State, so they come to the aid of our government affairs with financing and money that we need to fight our causes. So we still got to get to 74,000. We need to get the 51% was done by I'm sorry, it was done by 863 members. 863 members managed to get us to 51% of our goal. That was through probably most often the dues collection. But now dues are passed, we need to still keep our pedal to the metal. We need you to know how to do the ask. We need you to be comfortable with the ask. We need to ask your manager for 5 minutes at a Zoom meeting to talk about RPAC, or certainly you can invite me. Ask your manager to invite me as an NAR regional vice president to talk about RPAC for 5-10 minutes and fair housing for 5-10 minutes. I can certainly be a guest speaker, completely neutral about which company I'm talking with. These are all of our realtor issues. So please, or we can get you some handouts and we can get you some talking points on what you might be meant to be able to talk about if you're uncomfortable with it. But we need you. We need every committee member for all of our committees, but we need you because that's what you are, a key communicator. So thank you. And out of our 863 people, we need 310 more just to make our minimum goal with for our participation goal, which is 1,171 out of our 3,000 members. But I'd sure like to see us have 1,800 members easily contribute $25 or more to what this is, and this is their business, and to keep FHA and flood insurance and all the things that we're not paying attention to happening out there. It's because there's a voice out there for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. Colleen Brunel, tell us about realtor issues.
Well, following Margaret Hartman is never a fun thing because I'm never gonna be able to. Maybe I could do what Brett did and have Margaret talk about realtor issues.
I have every confidence in you, Colleen. You go for it.
Okay, so realtor issues, my co-chair is the lovely Cassandra Whitney, and we are part of the Realtor Issues Committee, along with the valuable guidance from Annette Fachko and Danielle, who I never try and pronounce her last name because I massacre it, both from the BNAR. Purpose of our committee is to identify different business issues affecting the industry and identify and educate members on issues that affect real estate. We have a very large committee this year. I think the largest I've seen since I've been involved in realtor issues. And I believe the issues really are more concerns, and they have become more plentiful, obviously, given what we've had to deal with in the past year with the virus and Zoom meetings and safe showings and hand sanitizer, all these terms that have now become new to all of us. And we're trying to navigate our business under these new guidelines. This past year has been difficult for everybody, a lot of frustration out there. And we do encourage our committee members to, go back to their offices and have that crucial reminder about how we can better educate and encourage open and honest business practices. We talk a lot about professional standards. And where the frustration lies is where these professional standards are sometimes not being practiced in the best possible ways. In short, we discuss things like, these pre-home inspections being done, and they're not being done, to the best advantage of your buyer. There are things that could be missed that could be quite costly. Not knowing whether or not your offers have been presented because there's 40, 50, 60 offers on a property. Clear cooperation, attaching different forms on a ML separately rather than one big clump. So we have pretty long meetings. Any concerns, we encourage everybody to either let myself or Cassandra or Annette or Danielle let us know. We will put it on the next agenda. We are trying to meet monthly now because there does seem to be quite a few issues that we discuss at our meetings. We do stress confidentiality and antitrust before we get started. We're not here representing any one of our companies. We're here as a committee. We took a class last week, as has been mentioned, and I'll piggyback on what John said. Unfortunately, Patrick Kelly, I think retired, or Patrick Riley retired yesterday. But he said something last week at the training for professional standards and ethics. He said, for the code of ethics to be meaningful, it must be enforced. So, again, we encourage everybody to go to their offices, be mindful of what you're saying, what you're doing, where you are, when you say it. It's probably not even safe to say it in your own home. So just have that respect and like Amber said, cooperate and empower. You learn the most about your fellow agents when you're in a business transaction with them, and just be mindful and respectful of all that. And together, I think we can take these issues and concerns and come up with some solutions to those and help each other do our business better. That's all.
Thank you, Colleen. Thank you very much. I'd like to welcome Margaret Fisher to give us an update on technology.
Okay, hi everybody, and welcome to 2021. Hopefully it's a little less crazy than 2020 was. Nothing could be worse, I don't think. I am again chair with the technology committee. I am co-chair with Stephanie Fiorentino. So, but we also under the advice of our irreplaceable Peter Semino. So just so you know, when we talk about how fortunate we are for things, we have Peter, and I just have to give him a plug, a well-deserved plug. And also the group that we have working for us, we don't realize how good we have it sometimes, and they got us through 2020. So thanks to everybody, Doreen and Debbie and everybody at the board and Annette. When we talk about our goals for the year, we have a large group of people, but not to be discouraged by technology. We have a mixture of people that are experienced as well as newbie type people or people that aren't as experienced. So when we get questions, the good thing about somebody who's more experienced is you learn what the people don't know and what they want help with, as well as the people in the group that have that. And we are learning from each other all the time, because somebody might be more proficient in Google Suite, somebody else might be more used to something. The feedback in our group is awesome. It's always enjoyable. Our goals for this year are to do more classes in a virtual format, which of course has been what we've all been forced into. We're trying to do more tech classes, but do more tech video libraries so that you'll have them at your access as well. So that's our goal, for our big major goal this year. But the second thing we want to do, and I know the Education Committee just talked about their survey. They did a survey, and we're going to be piggybacking pretty much with another one. If you could please stress to your members that this is not the education survey. This will be a different survey. This is technology, and it's really important for us to get answers to this. I heard that they had 250 responses already on the education one, which I think is great. But we do need people to answer on this tech one. It's been 11 years, we found out, since we did a tech survey. We thought we had won one a few years ago, and how quickly this business moves. 11 years in technology is like a century. So we definitely need to get your answers on a technology survey, what you need, what you feel, what your skill level is, and what you need help with. And what you need help with is what we will set our goals with. So please encourage your people to respond to that survey. And then we'll be able to set that. And as I said, possibly the other thing on our agenda item is a possible app that will be our own app. We won't have to worry about relying on other sources to find your home or whatever that might be. We're looking into it. And then that will help you in, I know many of you use HomeSnap, which is a great app to use, but we always have to be prepared in case those things are not going to be around at some time in the future. So there's a possibility we're looking into our own app that we would be able to control. And then last but not least, of course, we talked about the website. We are key in helping. The website is being redesigned this year. It's going to be user friendly and a lot more interaction, to different, Peter Papa can talk more on that, but we are going to be helping input on the website, what it looks like, how people are using it, and making it user friendly. So any questions, please always reach out to us if you're having any issues. We also have Mike Connors on our committee this year. We were super excited to see that name on our committee list this year, because Mike's always been our source of information with CoreLogic. So to have him on our technology committee is also a big plus for us. Any questions? Email us, myself or Stephanie, and we will try and get your items covered. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Margaret. I appreciate that. That's awesome. I'm very excited about the website. I'm just, I can't wait. So at this time, I'd like to welcome Annette. Annette, tell us about the member portal and what's a dedicated KC page?
Well, the dedicated KC page, that would be Debbie. I think that's off the website. But as far as the member portal is, as you alluded to, that we are working on a new website. And our overall goal is to have our members start at the BNAR.org website and log in to their MLS through the website. And instead of getting the portal that you see now with just those buttons, and I'm going to start to share my screen, you're going to actually get the member portal that probably many of you have already seen if you paid your dues online. And let's open it up. So normally when you go into the MLS, you would see this page. I guess I should try to move you guys out of the way a little bit there. But what our goal is going to be that we get to the next page. Now I'm going to move this down so I can grab it. The member portal page. And some of you have seen it, but I want to walk through it so that everybody knows what you can do and how beneficial it'll be. Again, you'll see this page, all your little quick links will be in the middle. But quickly want to go through what you can do as a member. You can change your profile either by using this button or here, and I'll go into that in a minute. You got your BNAR account, your REIS account. You may have remembered before you had to go log into two different portals. You logged in the MLS and you had to find BNAR. You logged into BNAR and said, oh, it's an ML bill. Now you got to go log in into ML. Well, now you don't have to do that anymore. It'll all be on this page, and you can always check what you have. You can make your RPAC investment here. One of the places you can make an RPAC investment, and I'll show you the other soon. For office managers, nice little broker reports. Check your office profile. Check your members' BNAR accounts. Under broker reports, you'll be able to check for code of ethics besides active agents, so you know whether or not they've taken code of ethics. Education, one of the ways to look at your education is click on the education. Right on top, there's our At Home with Diversity, which is next week. If you haven't registered, register now. You know how to go. And you can take a look at all the classes we have coming up. You can change the view from agenda to grid view if you want to look at it at a calendar view. If you want to go ahead and narrow down and just want to look at ethics, you could just go ahead and say, I only need ethics. What are they going to be offering for ethics? And again, depending on which view you decide you want to look at. There's your whole list that we have upcoming. Again, and once you register, you'll have your list of my courses. I don't know if I have anything under myself. What we're working on, and I don't have the exact timeline, certificates. We normally certificates, or you'll lose your certificate and you're always asking about it. You will be able to actually go here, click on the course and print your own certificate. And we hope that'll be available within the next couple of weeks. Events works really very similarly to education, same thing. Anything that's coming up is an event. In this case, the fair housing, they're more seminars than education accredited classes. That's under an event. Overall calendar. Again, you can look at as what they call agenda view, which is good for all our ADA compliance. And then again, you have your grid view, which is more of a calendar view. You can shop. We will have our products here, all categories, and the photos will be up soon. So if you want to see what we have available or what kind of signs we have, they will be here. And we're going to also break them down so it'll be easier instead of going to everything. Find a member. Now you can do that on Matrix, but some advantages here, finding a member. If you go to affiliate, you can look at a category, and part of that is supposed to be languages. Oh, it's not, I got to get that activated. But the actual languages will be here, whatever agents have specialties in languages. So that'll be another way you can find different affiliates that we have, as well as member and offices. So take some time and take a look at that. Go back home and we'll just walk the screen a little bit. You have your My Profile, gives you your information, your NAR ID. And I quickly wanted to show you that you can now change your card on file right here. So those people who, especially for Supra, where they have that monthly charge, you can come right in here and make your changes. You want to do a photo, password will take you back to the Clarity page, but you can also go ahead and do that. Let's go back home. Notifications. You notice that you have notifications or messages a day in Matrix. You will now be able to see messages here. So we will post them here. Your account balances, if there's anything due. Again, notice both BNAR and REIS will be together on one. The important one, RPAC, make your 2021 RPAC investment anytime you'd like. They want to do it after they did a deal, they got a couple extra bucks, encourage them to come on in and make their donation. And there's the different investment levels for those that would like to achieve a specific goal. And also their RPAC history. You'll be able to see that. Okay, going down, we'll stay on the right underneath your RPAC, our upcoming events. So the next 3 events coming up will show right here. And you can go ahead, click on it and register. If you want to see all of them, just click on the all button. If you are on a committee, it will show you here what committees you are on. If you're looking for your history, you would click on the history button right there. We'll go down to the center. Your quick links will be in the middle. Changed them around a little bit, made them a little bigger, updated a few of them, like here's your MLS rules and regulations, always will be there. And then the 5 upcoming courses will be here. So again, a quick glance. You want to know what's coming up next day or two, just scroll down on the page. And then all the way on the left is my schedule. So these are things that I am attending. If I have a committee meeting, it'll show me my committee meeting right there. So I know what's coming up. So when I log in, if everybody gets in the practice of logging in every day, they will see what they have going on their schedule through BNAR. Any questions on this?
Yes, of course. It's Margaret.
Yes.
I really found it interesting, the RPAC that I just spoke about, the RPAC investments. So checks normally are made out and sent to the association, but we're in a technology world, and a lot of agents like to just do things all electronically now. A lot of members do everything electronically, pay their bills electronically. And this is a good spot for them and for our key communicators to remind who the member they're talking to, either one-on-one or as a group, that they can easily make their RPAC donation online. I was remiss. I did not even realize. That's excellent. And they can do that by credit card or debit card. Annette, do we know?
I believe so. Yeah, well,
okay.
we're normal payments like you would normally pay.
Yeah, okay, wonderful. So,
I think they even take electronic checks too, I think.
Oh, wonderful. Couldn't be easier, guys. Couldn't be easier.
Nope. And especially once this is your main page. Again, we're working on that. I was supposed to be ready today, but there's a little snag. So I have to work on that. But eventually that's going to be what you're going to see all the time, and everybody will hopefully get used to it. And if you have any other suggestions for the page, let us know and we'll see what we can do.
Thank you so much, Annette.
You're welcome.
Can I add to that for the key communicators? If you can, in your Zoom meetings, just do a quick one. We did it in our office for the RPAC, and we made an explanation of that. And just like you said, $25. I then followed up with Margaret, and there was an influx of donations. They don't show what from, but I mean, if each office could do it during a sales meeting, I mean, it would be critical in getting those funds in and meeting our goal.
Thank you, Margaret, for adding that.
Okay.
Debbie, did you want to talk to us about the Key Communicator page?
Hi there, I'm Debbie Norman, BNAR's Key Communicator. But anyways, normally at this event, we would have a bunch of handouts to give you. So what we've done is replaced it with your very own Key Communicator page. Amber sort of touched base on it, but it's under the About Us tab. And you go to the Key Communicator and we have what we had. Perfect. There you go. Thank you for sharing. This is the information we have. We have the board of directors contact information, your chairs, vice chairs, and your their contact information, our staff contact information. We have information on the president's charity. We have our awards. Remember, there's those special people that are in our membership, our Realtor of the Year Award and Realtor Associate of the Year Award. So the nomination forms are there. We have the RPAC pledge form for those that are not tech savvy. They can still send those in. And Realtor Resource is a great page with a lot of the issues that come up in real estate. And we just provided the link there, just not to replicate all the information. We have our governing documents. One of them specifically is the strat plan. We just had a facilitator come in this year, and we went over our goals and our objectives, included our fair housing objectives in there, and that was approved by the board of directors, and it's part of our business plan. Core standards, again, we have to be certified by the National Association of Realtors each year. And there are something like 66 questions or tasks that we have to abide by in order to be certified. So that is part of our structure as well. We have fair housing poster that you can put that in, print it up and put it in your office. And we do have some information on To Find Your Home. They have a lot of online packages and price sheets, discounts, and everything that they can do for you to help you grow your business. So that's what we have on there now. Anything specific that you ever want or want to see. And of course, we're doing our new website. So this might change. It might not be under About Us, but I'm hoping that this will help you a little bit better to try to distribute the information. So thank you again for being you, and we appreciate it. You're all sensational.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you. At this time, I'll open the floor to John. Tell us a little bit about BNAR updates and also an update from the MLS.
Oh, we got a lot to talk about. No, I just want to cover a few things or go back. Margaret Hartman mentioned, and I believe Amber mentioned, we can't do our job without each of you. If you've missed something, reach out to any of the staff. The staff is in the office. We're half on, half off, but the office is fully functional, 8:30 to 4:30, appointment only. You can call the 636-9000 number, set up an appointment, or you could email any of the staff. I want to remind everyone there was an announcement yesterday from NAR. The eviction moratorium was extended until the fall. And with the help of going directly to landlords, it'll help mitigate multifamily mom and pops that own properties from defaulting. So we're keeping an eye on that. I will be offering training to all the key communicators and executive on public speaking and presentations. I'm working with an outside consultant. Some of you may know Sal Privedera. It's sometimes difficult to stand up in front of your office or in a Zoom and present. And he will, once we get a date on the calendar, we'll send it out to all of you. It'll be free, and it'll give you a stronger position when you're presenting in your offices or just when you're presenting to a client. So I encourage everyone to take advantage of that. Going back to the fair housing, specifically the, I got to pull it up. Where is it? So the At Home with Diversity, I just want to make sure we're all clear on this. It's the instructor is Maurice Hampton. He is a National Association Realtor certified instructor. He's one of several. The class will be over 2 days for 4 hours. This is very important for everyone to take this course. I'm really passionate about this. So you're going to get approved for 6 hours of continuing ed and includes 1 hour for housing training, which is a requirement. You'll also earn NAR's At Home with Diversity certification if you want by submitting an additional $49. The course can be used as an elective for your ABR designation. So if any of you have any inclination to get your ABR, your accredited buyer's representative certification, taking this course goes towards that. Once you register, 2 days prior, you'll get the link for the course. We're also working with Albany, Syracuse, and Staten Island and offering this course as a specialty. Now, just to be upfront here, the cost is $80, but you could take it at NAR as a webinar, not live, for I believe $149. You could also take it through NISAR. I don't know if you get CE, but theirs is $125. The point of me saying this is that BNAR is coming to the table, not only to give you CE and all those extra benefits, but the cost is totally reduced. This is not a moneymaker for us. We're not in the, when it comes to something like this, we're not in the business of making money. Some of you may have heard about the Accelerate group. I just want to let everyone know that the executive from last year and the executive from this year, you've heard it over and over. Technology has changed the way we do business. I don't know if anyone was in the market doing real estate maybe 40 years ago, 30 years ago. You all look young to me. But back then, it was a very social environment. I remember going back several years, we would all meet in a local pub. The realtors would get together. We would have picnics. We would have bowling events. And that's how a lot of realtors communicated. But the world has changed. So 2 years ago, we embarked on a self-challenge to see where will BNAR be in 5-10 years. Because a lot of people, between social media, technology, family, especially after the pandemic, work-life balance. So we created this group called Accelerate. They met last week. I don't have their last names, and I apologize, but we'll make sure you get a list. They're going to be the brain trust that's going to move BNAR forward. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The brain trust that moves the association forward to meet the needs of. Really excited about that. They're all extremely talented and extremely smart. So we're excited. And you can see who they are up there. On the MLS side, oh, before I forget, you should encourage, and I encourage all of you, and you should encourage all of the agents you come in contact with, wear your realtor pin. You should be proud being a realtor. Each and every one of you build communities. And that's the thriving economic thrust of any market. And you should be proud to wear your realtor pin. If you don't have one, we'll sell them to you for $50. No, just joking. We'll make sure you get one, but wear your realtor pin. It's as important as having an MD after your name, because families, individuals, communities are built on what you do each and every day. What's happening in the world of MLS is there's been a lot of chatter. I don't know, I believe it was Marcy that mentioned comments on Facebook. There's been a lot of comments on Showing Time being purchased by Zillow Group, which is different than Zillow Brokerage. And I've mentioned this earlier in a previous Zoom we had, I think the town hall, but just so everyone's aware, the MLS is committed to looking at alternatives. Although I will say Showing Time, even post the purchase from Zillow, is the elite showing service in the country. They have roughly 950,000 agents that use their service in some fashion. They offer a plethora of different services. But the committee, the MLS, is committed to at least exploring other options. And I want to emphasize that the data that you enter into Showing Time is secure. Zillow Group or no other broker has access to that data. We have contracts in place. We're not going to have a knee-jerk reaction. We're going to do the committee headed by Karen Mock. Peter Hunt is on that committee, as well as Barry Chubb, and I believe Ann Edwards was added yesterday. They will research and make sure that we're using the best product so that A, we don't have market disruption, and B, it will facilitate all your needs and setting up showings. So I just want to make sure everyone is aware of that. We are working on an extension with CoreLogic using the matrix system. The Alliance, and just so everyone's aware, the two entities, REIS, the multiple listing service, and BNAR are truly separate entities. REIS is part of the Alliance, which is made up of Albany. I'm sorry, not Albany, Rochester, Syracuse, and us. We share data. So when you go into Matrix, obviously, I'm sure you could search your listings in Rochester and Syracuse. That group is working on an extension with the CoreLogic, offering different services as we do through the MLS. We're going to have some rule changes. Annette, did you want to talk to that real quick, please?
Yes, the new rules are up on the website now. We'll be enforcing them probably around May 1st, but the one that's, I think, really the most important that we talk about are the attachments, in which Colleen had mentioned. Your property condition disclosure will now be required along with the lead-based paint. And of course, most people do the lead-based paint because they're attaching attachment 1 anyway. But those are now required. So you need to put them in separately. We actually ask for all documents to be put in separately. And there is a field in which you can just select what the document is without having to type it in. So we do encourage you to do that and fill in which document it is. The rules are up there. I will be sending out to the office managers a red line version so that you can very quickly identify what has been changed. I'm trying to think what else. Danielle, do you know what else at the top of your head? I mean, a few of them were mandatory ones from NAR that talks about if you get more than 3 violations that you have to appear before a committee. We do have some leeway on some of the fines and I want to say rules that we have where we can do a few more than that. A photo, if you want to put a banner on the photo, we normally say, you know, banners cannot be added. But if you are virtually staging something, and some companies really want to make sure that people, the public, are aware of virtual staging, there is verbiage for you to use, and they will allow a banner for virtual staging. So those are basically what's going on. A couple of tweaks on the do not show, basically more explanations than anything to clarify the do not show and negotiate process.
Thank you, Annette. A few other points of interest. We've been accused of being a fine-driven organization. And do I like fines? No. But you know what I like? I like accurate information in the MLS so that when any of you or the agents in your office go into the MLS, it is the most accurate, pure data available immediately. And when John Leonardi puts in a half-written, baked listing into the MLS with inaccurate information, and your client has better information than you went into the MLS and you looked at Leonardi's listing, it really pisses you off. So that's why we do it. When we don't do it to find people. We always send out a warning. So just so everyone's clear on that. I want to go back to lobby day. The Senate did pass 11 fair housing laws. It's going to go to the Assembly. I don't know if all of them have a sponsor, but if any of you saw the Newsday hearings and you've heard fair housing over and over, it's going to be coming down hard and fast, not only from the legislatively, but also regulatorily. So we will update you. You could go to nicer.com. They have You could view Anthony Gatto's legal update. He talks about that. And it's going to be some significant changes for not only the agents, but the brokerages, specifically in documenting a lot of documentation. So I just want to make sure everybody's aware of that. This is a lot of information you're getting. And again, we're here to help you. And that's the goal. And the final plug is we have Upstate Visual Properties. Linda, Pete, Courtney, Danielle, Eric, and we do the drones, the 3D Matterport. With virtual, everyone still needs to be following COVID protocol with open houses, showings, wearing masks, wiping everything down, and virtual showings, not virtual stagings, is still very popular. And we offer a great service at extremely below market rate. So we're here, again, the whole goal of the MLS and the association is to make each and every one of you, your companies, as successful and profitable as possible. Questions, concerns? Amber?
Annette, you have your hand up?
Oh, I just wanted to report that the change for the member portal has occurred. So when you do log into the MLS, you will now see the new member portal. And also, when I talked about the languages, right now it is available at the bottom of that search page for Find a Member. And I'm asking to have it moved up, but at this point it is at the bottom of the page. So our kickoff for April 1st actually got kicked off. I'm excited.
For the update. Thank you, John, for all of your remarks and comments. At this time, what I'd like to do is our prize drawing. And if you didn't know, we are actually going to do 3 drawings for $25 gift cards. And Pete, we have a spin the wheel, right? Excellent. Go for it. Spin the wheel.
So exciting. Larry
Lentini, congratulations.
Second, I'm going to remove his name so he doesn't get it twice. We're going to spin again, Madam President.
All right. Let's spin again. And Deb Kilborn. Oh, yep, Deb Kilborn.
I was like, how did you?
Congratulations. I know.
Fixed. All right, last one.
Congratulations, Deb.
Yes, Melanie.
Melanie, how do you say your name, Melanie? Paiscala? All right. Congratulations, Melanie. Before I let everyone go, I just wanted to let you know our next fundraiser for Western New York Heroes is this little guy here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me go this way. So it's a metal little buffalo, and it does have a heart cut out of the middle as well, and they are $10. And they're pretty heavy. They're not flexible at all. But we will have them available at BNAR, and I look forward to, having as many of these around as possible. So that's starting today, and you can absolutely reach out to me, or you can reach out to Debbie, and we'll make sure to get these to you. I want to thank you all for attending, and be on the lookout each month for your informational emails. And then I look forward to seeing you all again this summer. Have a great day, guys.